Your presentation is as important as your knowledge. You know the thing, you know the answer, but you're not able to present it well. That's where you lose marks. But the art of answer writing is very, very important. By diagrams, formulas, and calculations. Practice, practice, practice. Hello everyone, welcome to Diksha Vedantu. This is your Aditi ma'am, and in this video you are going to learn something very new that was not taught in your school up till class 9th, or maybe you have taught but you have not practiced it enough and you don't know the weightage of it. Right now you are going to sit in boards next year, and one thing I say during the art of answer writing, the most important thing is your presentation is as important as your knowledge. If you have the knowledge, you know what this definition is, what the formula is, but you have not presented it right in front of the teacher that is going to check your marks, check your copy, it won't deliver well. She won't or he won't be able to understand what you have written. See, up till 9th, the copies were being checked in your school only, and your teachers know you, they have taught you for the whole year, they know you what you want to say, and even if your answers are not 100% presentable, they still understand you. They know that you have the knowledge. Right? But next year, the teacher that is going to check your exam will not have interacted with you once. He or she has not even seen you. They don't even know your name, right? Because you're not allowed to write your name. So what will they see? They'll see your presentation. And presentation, my friend, is sometimes more important than your knowledge. You know the thing, you know the answer, but you're not able to present it well. That's where you lose marks. The only difference between a topper and an average student is majorly because they don't know how to write the answers in an artistic way, let's say. But the art of answer writing is very, very important, especially in a boards class. Okay, so let's see exactly how to write your answers, to frame your answer. And one more question maybe, ma'am, this is an exam topic. Why are we studying right now the art of answer writing? Because you learn gradually. One day, tomorrow is your exam, and I'll tell you all these things today. You won't be able to fathom all the facts, right? So you have to build your habits. And this, my friend, is how you are going to make notes as well for the rest of the year in your tuition notebook, in your school notebook, or your practice notebook. This, if you followed these strategies, these 3 or 4 strategies throughout the whole year, you won't have any doubts. Your presentation skills will be the best. Okay, and that is what the difference will make in your boards exam. Okay, so let's see first the very important thing, your knowledge. In your knowledge, you need concepts and basics strong, obviously, because then only you can write the answer perfect, if you know the basics and you know the knowledge. So formulas and calculations should be strong. You have to, through this year, you have to practice formulas, you have to practice calculations again and again and again. And then diagrams, again, practice all the diagrams. The theory is sometimes we can understand by making a story out of it, by making some kind of animations through it, but diagrams, formulas, and calculations, practice. You have the whole year, do not worry, but you need practice for this, right? Next is now, first of all, starting with answers, of course, it should be very neat, it should be very clean. But how? There are 3 steps that you have to follow right away. The very first thing, my friend, is your margins. Whenever you write an answer, look at this very carefully. This is the space that I have not used to write answer. And in your notebook as well, in your papers as well, then when you are going to give classroom tests, when you are going to give your weekly or monthly tests, then your half-yearly pre-boards, you have to remember the very first thing is margins. You should not write behind this, under this. Why? Because it will create a very rush, a very hodgepodge around this, and your teacher won't be able to differentiate between an answer. So here I use a yellow pen, but you can't use a yellow pen, right? And in boards, in class 10 boards, you won't be able to use a black pen as well. So everything you have to do with a blue pen. So make sure you leave these spaces so that your answers are very crisp and very clear. Okay. Second thing is leave one line or even two after each answer. You have done with answer first, leave one line or even two, because see, you are paying for that answer sheet. Okay. Your admission fees is included with that answer sheet. So there is no point of saving that sheet. Use as much as you can. They will provide you. Okay. Then use leave this line so that your answers feel structured, they feel neat and clean, which is our objective, right? Then the third point is underline keywords. Now in English you can easily underline keywords, like in any other language, Hindi or other Kannada or maybe Punjabi, you have some matraएं, we call it, right? But here you don't have to worry about that. Dekho, see, splitting of white light into 7 colors is called dispersion. Now, what are the main words? Splitting of light into 7 colors is called dispersion. So, I have underlined splitting, 7 colors and dispersion, so that your teacher knows that you know the actual crisp of the answer, that these are the very 3 important words, okay, that make this answer. Done. And then formula, see, mirror formula is what? But it is in a box. It is written in a box so that it is very clear, it is very distinct that this is a formula and it should not merge with any other text and stuff. Okay. So these are the first 3 or 4 things you have to take care of to make your answer very neat, very clean. Okay. Now, moving on to one more thing, that is your structure. Now, after you know how to write the answer, what exactly is you have to write inside that answer, how you have to frame. Now, this is for theory questions. Even 2 marker, 3 marker or 5 markers, the long answers, the short answers, everything will work. First of all, paragraphs are a big no. You don't write paragraphs, especially in long answers. Paragraph is a big no. What you have to do, if you want, you can make 3 paragraphs. First is, let's just not call it paragraph, it's just an introduction. Explain in 5 steps or points what is the revolution of France looks like. So, what you write? 5 steps for revolution of France that looks like this. Okay, I'm just giving you a random topic. Done. So this is where you introduce what you are going to do in the your further answer. Okay. Then moving on to the second, that is your main answer. Now you won't make it as a proper paragraph. And you're writing lots and lines. Okay, you won't do that. What we will do is bullet points. Whenever you write an answer, the first point, you give it a heading. So this is a heading. See, SST we have 4 to 5 points, right? So first heading, then second bullet, and then you explain here and you underline the keywords. Then there is a second heading, then you explain all the stuff and underline keywords. Then there is third heading, then all the stuff, then underline keywords. That's how you will write your answer. You will frame your long answers. Understood? And at the end, you will have a conclusion that above given points explain how these things happened in that area, in that era, that changed the revolution significantly or something like that. Okay? A conclusion that what you gave in these bullet points actually makes sense. An introduction is what you are going to give in these bullet points will make sense. Okay, these 3 things bind together will make a perfect long answer, and this is exactly how you have to make your notes as well, because when you practice, when you start making notes in a correct manner right now, that will only reflect in your books. Okay. Next important thing is your numericals. Now it can be used for both science and maths question as well. So first of all, whenever you read a question, you will write a given, whatever is given, image distance or electricity, time is given, object distance is given, focal length is given, what kind of mirror or lens is used. So we write all of that in this part. Okay. Then they ask you that image distance and focal length is given, find the object distance. That you will write here. Find the object distance. V is given as 30 centimeter and focal length is minus 15 centimeter. So find the U. So you write it like this. This question mark is very important actually. So find the U and you put a big question mark in front of it, so that when you write like this, your mind also gets a clarity. Okay, this is given and this I just have to find. Easy. I'll use this formula. But before that, you have to specify that V is given, F is given, and using mirror formula, I'll find the object distance. Then you write a formula in the box and below that you do all the calculation. Okay, and then the final answer, Final answer, let's say you came out to be also 15 centimeter. So final answer will be in a box. And you write it there. This is the answer. Understood? Clear? Okay, let's move on to one final thing, that is your diagrams. Again, I'm taking so many examples of science because I'm highly focused in science, okay? So this is your light chapter. We've already put a one shot or 30 minutes video on our channel. So go watch this. If you have any doubt, you'll be able to solve all the diagrams as well. So this is your whole diagram, okay? Wait, just let me get my pen. Yeah, so this is the whole diagram, okay? First, it should be very neat, right? It should be clean. See how clean and neat my lines are. They are clearly saying that it's passing through focus. That comes as labeling. So I've clearly labeled that this part is center of curvature, this is focus, this is pole, and the heading, this is a concave mirror. This is a concave mirror. All these things are very, very important for you to get full marks. Okay, so heading I've written, correct heading is very important. Then proper labeling. This is my object, this is my image. If I am the teacher, how will I know if this is an object, if this is an image? So you have to specify, this is an object, this is an image, this is a center of curvature, this is focus, this is pole, and then you can write, okay, image is beyond C, and okay, beyond C, and object was between C and F, and all you can, okay, between C and F. Whatever the information that is there, you can write at above those diagrams as well. You will write there in theory as well, but below the diagram or above that diagram, you can specify all these things as well. And they make great impact. Trust me. They make great impact on the teacher's eye when your answer is structured, it's very clean, and your diagram is well labeled. She doesn't have to find where is image, where is object. That's a lot of hassle, right? So don't give them this hassle. Don't make their work harder. Make their work simpler and write it like this, and practice it like this for the whole year, and that's how you will be perfect in your class 10 boards next year. Okay, that is it for this video. Okay, we have one more thing, that is if you don't know the answer, that is actually the art where you don't know the answer. First of all, we have a whole year, so let's not just dive into that. But if you still don't know the answer in your class test, maybe in your FAs, in your half yearly, what you should do, first of all, the key point here is from the very first day, you have to start reading NCERT for this trick to work. For this trick to work, you should know the basics. It's not like you are blank and you just sat there and you're like, okay, Aditi ma'am told me the art of answer writing, I'll just use that. No, you have to read NCERT line by line first for that. Then, if you still forgot something, because it's normal, we are humans, if you still forget something, then try to recall, okay, which chapter is this? Okay, this is third chapter of bio. Okay, now which topic is this? Okay, this is heredity or this is evolution. Then, in evolution, if you can remember which line is this, because you have we read NCERT so many times, so it will be engraved in your brain, right? So if you remember something from that, fine. If you don't, then this trick. Try to relate anything from that chapter with the question. Anything it's given about evolution, okay? Now you're like, okay, let's not use evolution. Evolution is not a topic in class 10, heredity. So you have heredity chapter, and in that you have a topic, and now you have recalled, okay, this is from that topic, or at least this is from heredity. So just try to relate, try to like move around the question and somehow relate it to heredity. Write the word heredity, somehow relate it to heredity, and you will get 1 or 2 marks if the answer is of 5 marks. Okay, and that's our whole goal. For the question you don't know, you have to score 1 or 2 marks, if not full marks. Okay, so all these things are the main gist of how you should write answers, the art of answer writing, which is going to help you in your class 10 boards. And you'll come back to this video and you'll comment down, Aditi ma'am, you were right. And all the people who have joined us in class 10, maybe you can comment as well and let other people know that this was the correct advice. Now, one more thing. If you have any friends, if you have any cousins who are maybe not sure about what stream they are choosing after their class 10th, or if you want also to be ahead of your peers and you want to discuss with someone on what topics you should focus more on class 10th as to what you want to take in class 11th, then you can come and meet all us master teachers for the guidance about JEE, about NEET, about CA, CS, the commerce stream or arts or humanities stream. We all will be there waiting for you to guide you through your career. All the details are here. We will be at Vedantu Learning Center, JP Nagar, Bangalore on 25th of April, 11 a.m. So make sure you are bringing your parents there, maybe your siblings who need any help. We all will be there to guide you or guide your family through this part of your time, because this is a very, very important time for them, right? And for you as well, right? So make sure you're coming to Vedantu Learning Center, JP Nagar, Bangalore, 25th of April. I'll meet you there with all the teachers in our class 10th domain. Okay? Tata, bye-bye.